Hello everyone, my name is Prajakta Dage. I am from Department of Zoology, KTHM College, Nasik. Today I will be taking a lecture for SYBSc Semester 1. Subject is Animal Systematics and Diversity 3, Paper 1. Chapter is Phylum Chordata. This is the first lecture of this chapter and topic is General Characters of Phylum Chordata. In order to understand what is chordate, let us first see what are invertebrates. Now, invertebrates are the organisms which we have already seen. They belong to the phylum, following phyla: Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminths, Aschelminths, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca and Echinodermata. These all the phyla are the invertebrate phyla. The characteristic of these organisms is that they do not have any vertebral column nor do they have any notochord. These are generally soft-bodied organisms with outer hard covering and no endoskeleton is present. Now we will move on to the chordates. Chordates are the organisms having notochord. Now notochord is a star character or a main character to be a chordate. If the organism has notochord at any stage of its life, it will be referred to as a chordate. Now what is notochord? Notochord is a rod-like supportive structure originated from the mesoderm. It is centrally located structure in the left-right axis of the body. It serves as an axial skeleton of the embryo. It is located in between the neural tube or say nerve cord and the digestive tube. So the organisms having notochord are all referred to as the chordates. It may be present in the larval stages and absent in the adults. It may persist throughout the life or may be replaced by a much firmer and stronger structure called as vertebral column, which can be either cartilaginous or made up of more ossified and stronger structure called as bones. Let us see the characters of phylum Chordata. Now these organisms are triploblastic organisms. It means that the organism has arisen from 3 germ layers. These germ layers are the primary layers that are formed out of these layers, the various tissues arise, in turn giving rise to the organ. So basically, first the 3 germ layers are going to form, which is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, and later on these 3 layers are going to give rise to various types of tissues, and the tissues in turn will give rise to organs will in turn give rise to an entire organism. Now these organisms are bilaterally symmetrical and metamerically segmented. Now they may be aquatic, like the example is fishes. They may be aerial, example is birds. They may be terrestrial like humans and other mammals. Okay, so these are free living organisms. They are coelomates. Now what is coelomates? Means that presence of true body cavity. It may be enterocoelic or may be schizocelic in origin. Now enterocoelic is a mesoderm is formed in a developing embryo in which the coelom appears from the pouches growing and separating from the digestive tract, whereas schizocelic is secondary body cavities are formed by splitting a solid mass of mesodermal embryonic tissue. Okay. Now these organisms, they have these 3 star characters, or these 3 main characters are present in the chordates, which is presence of notochord. We have already discussed about it. The second one is dorsal tubular nerve cord is present. Okay, it is often enlarged at the anterior side to form the brain. Now the next character is presence of pharyngeal gill slits at some stage of life. We say it as some stage of life because we are also chordates. Okay, but we do not find any pharyngeal gill slits now in the adult stage, but they were present in our embryonic stages. Okay, so at some stage of life we had them, even if it was embryonic stage we had them. Now in adult stage they are absent. In fishes, the pharyngeal gill slits persist even in the adults. In amphibians, the larval stages have it, they may be present or absent in the adults. That is why I am saying at some stage of life. So pharyngeal gill slit at some stage of life. Another character is that presence of post-anal tail. Now it may be present in adults or it may be absent in adults. Can you see this? This is the anus, and behind the anus there is presence of the post-anal tail. Now moving on to another character, which is digestive system. Now these organisms have complete digestive system. Please have a look in this image. First image. Now you are able to see two types of digestive system. One here and the second one is B. Okay. One, that is the first, this one has only one opening for entry and exit of undigested food material. Okay. And the other one over here, see, here and here. It has two openings, one for the entry of food and the another one for the exit of undigested food material. This one having two different openings, you can see it here, is referred to as complete digestive system, whereas this kind of digestive system is referred to as incomplete digestive system. The associated glands such as liver, pancreas, etc. are also present in these organisms or in chordates, and this was about the digestive system. Now let us see what is endoskeleton. The internal structure which gives support or internal support to our body is referred to as the endoskeleton. It may be cartilaginous or bony. Cartilage is soft, elastic and flexible connective tissue, whereas bone is hard, inelastic due to deposition of the calcium. So in some organisms like cartilaginous fishes, the bones are totally absent and the entire endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. But in us, we also, although our main part is endoskeletal part is made up of bones, but we also have cartilage at some places such as ears, nose, larynx and trachea. Basically, the cartilage is also present in between the bones, which will protect the bones against rubbing with each other. Now, in this particular picture over here, you can see a human skeleton. I have made there 3 red circles. Can you see these 3 red circles? What I am trying to convey is that the endoskeleton is jointed. It is not like a stiff rod. It is not one single entity, but it is made up of many units together. So it is called as a jointed endoskeleton. For efficient movement of the body of the endoskeleton, it is essential to have the jointed endoskeleton. In many of the forms, the exoskeleton is present. What is exoskeleton? It is a covering on the outer side. It may be in the form of scales in fishes, scutes and scales in reptiles, feathers in birds, skin and hair in mammals. Okay, so this was about the skeleton, endoskeleton as well as exoskeleton. Moving on to the next part, which is the circulatory system. Now, circulatory system is the closed type of circulatory system found in chordates. What do you understand by closed circulatory system is that the blood flows in the vessels. It is not freely suspended in the body cavity. Okay, so it is basically flowing within the arteries and the veins. Whereas in case of open circulatory system, which is present in some of the invertebrates, there are no vessels present. Body fluid directly flows in the body cavity. Now, in these organisms, the heart is going to be ventral with dorsal and ventral blood vessels. It also has well developed hepatic portal system. The excretory system comprises of pronephric, mesonephric or metanephric kind of kidneys. So, pronephric kidneys are a very basic form of kidneys and the most and they are basically found in the embryonic forms, whereas mesonephric and metanephric are the most developed, where metanephric being the most advanced ones, and you will find them in the adults. And these organisms, the sexes are usually separate. So these are all the general characters of phylum Chordata. Now let's move on to the comparative or the comparison between chordates and non-chordates. So the chordates are, you find here a table showing the difference between the chordates and non-chordates. All the differences, maximum of the differences are mentioned over here. The first thing is that chordates are triploblastic, that is they have 3 germ layers, whereas non-chordates are, they may be triploblastic, they may be diploblastic, or in some form the germ layers will be lacking. Chordates are going to be bilaterally symmetrical, whereas in case of non-chordates you will see bilateral symmetry, biradial symmetry, radial, or they may be totally asymmetrical. In case of chordates, true segmentation is present, okay, whereas in non-chordates the true segmentation or pseudo segmentation or will be totally absent. Organ system grade of body organization is seen in chordates, whereas body organization ranges from protoplasmic to organ system grade of body organization in case of non-chordates. Now, in case of chordate, notochord is present at some stage of life. In majority of the forms, notochord is being replaced by the vertebral column, and we have already seen in case of non-chordates the notochord is totally absent. The presence of pharyngeal gill slit at some stage of life is characteristic feature of chordates, whereas the pharyngeal gill slits are absent in non-chordates. The circulatory system is closed in chordates, whereas the circulatory system in case of non-chordates can be closed, open, or it may be absent. Heart is ventral in chordates, whereas heart can be dorsal, lateral, or totally absent in case of non-chordates. In chordates, hepatic portal system is present, which is absent in non-chordates. Now, hemoglobin is carried by the red blood corpuscles, which also referred to as RBCs, and in case of non-chordates, hemoglobin is absent, and if it is present, it will be found in the plasma. It will not be carried by any type of corpuscles. Nervous system in case of chordates is hollow. Single dorsal tubular nerve cord without ganglion is present in case of chordates, whereas in case of non-chordates the nervous system is solid, double ventral ganglionated nerve cord is present. Reproduction in case of chordates is sexual type of reproduction, whereas in case of non-chordates it may be sexual or it may be asexual. Power of regeneration is very less or totally absent in case of chordates, whereas many of the organisms belonging to non-chordates have tremendous power of regeneration. Not all of them are going to have power of regeneration, but there are many of the members having this power, tremendous power of regeneration. Now, chordates are, they may be warm-blooded or cold-blooded organisms, whereas non-chordates are cold-blooded only. You will find only cold-blooded organism in non-chordates. So this was a comparative analysis between the chordates and the non-chordates. So in today's lecture, we have seen the general characters of phylum Chordata and a comparative analysis of chordates and non-chordates. This was all from my side. Thank you so much.